Good morning. It's time to rise and shine. No, it's not morning. It's probably not morning for a few of you, but you know, whatever, it's morning for me. So I'm gonna show you guys today how I made this amazing, badass 3D Home Depot 5-gallon bucket tumbler. I gotta shout out my best friend at Rocky Road Creations because she apparently wanted a Home Depot tumbler, and that's what we kind of ran with. So in the video and in the description below, I'm gonna show you guys what I used and how I created this 20-ounce Home Depot bucket. So let's get the party started, y'all. So here I ended up buying the Paint and Patch Lightweight Spackling. It does dry within 30 minutes. I did let it dry 24 hours before I decided to even paint this cup. I did put it in a Ziploc baggie and I squeezed my lines onto the cup so that I can make the rims of what looks like the bucket from the Home Depot. As you can tell here, I'm just doing thin lines straight across. It's a little hard. I apparently did not put it in the window of the camera. So here we go. So I am going to tell you, don't worry if it looks crazy, because we're going to go in with a tool, I guess you could call it. I don't even know the name. How about them apples? And we are going to flatten it so that we could make it look like the Home Depot lip. So here I'm just taking my finger and kind of dabbling it down a little bit so that it could be as flat as possible and as flush so that it didn't look too crazy. This is my first 3D tumbler I've ever done, so just have patience with me. So here I took my tool so that I could give it the shape that it needed to have so that it wasn't too close and that I could glitter and put the resin on it and that it flowed perfect. So here you can see that it's starting to get its shape. I was trying to work as fast as I can because it did say 30 minutes, but you know, you never know. It could have been the thickness that it allowed me to still play with it for about 10-15 minutes. But yeah, you'll see that it's really easy to shape and play with. So obviously now I did spray paint my cup. I waited 24 hours before I spray painted it. And now I'm going in with my Crystal-Lac adhesive glitter glue. And basically just, you know, putting a coat all over the cup so that I'm able to go in and sprinkle it with the glitter. Here I'm going to speed it up a little bit because do you really want to watch me saturate this cup? And now for the glitter part. And can I just tell you that glittering a tumbler is so satisfying to me? I think I could watch this video over and over again of how fast I glittered a cup. Really, it doesn't take me long to really glitter a cup. Depending on if it's one color or if it's an ombre, it takes me a little bit longer. But, you know, bam, look, done. Woo! We can never forget the butt. The butt is the most important part compared to everything else. So here, in order to make the handle, I decided to use the Super Sculpey Ultra Light Lightweight Oven Bake Clay. I rolled it out, as you can see, and then I cut it into basically the shape that I needed to. I kind of did it a little thick so that I was able to do the handle a certain thickness so that it was technically a 3D tumbler. So here I decided to take it and put it on a plain, regular tumbler that I had just lying around so that I could bake it to the shape of the cup so that when I was able to put it on, I did not have to worry about it not being form-fitted into the cup or onto the cup. Wow, I can't speak today. Woo! So this is where the fun begins, where we get to cut the wire and size it to the cup and then put the handle on it so that we can bake it. So this is the fun part where you get to try to hold the wire in place so that you can form the handle. It was actually quite soothing to do this. And what I loved about the lightweight oven baked clay is that you can rub it with your finger and it will take out any creases, even if you rub it super light. I do suggest though that when you're working with the clay, please put down some kind of parchment paper so that it doesn't stick to your table, because that's what happened before I put that down. So I do want to let you know that at Micheals is where I got this cute little set of some clay tools. I think it was maybe $12.99, $13.99. I'm not sure, but it is in the clay section, and I absolutely adored being able to use these tools because it helped me so much. So as you can tell here, I was almost done with shaping it and I was so excited because now I get to put it in the oven. And please, please follow the instructions on the back. Depending on the thickness, it could, you know, bake in less than 20 minutes. I did bake mine for about 20 to 25 on 275. It does have the instructions on the back on how to bake it, and I'm so excited. So this was after I also epoxied my cup, and now we are ready to add the wiring and the little cutest handle of life ever. So here I'm just going to shape it to my cup and decide where I wanted to place my little handle so that it also kind of welded into the little indents I had there for the lips of the bucket. I couldn't figure out where I was going to place it or how close I was going to place it, but I was able to figure it out, kind of form it, and then I clipped it so that I did not have to worry about anything poking up or being able to cover it easily with another layer of epoxy. So here's the fun part of how to adhere this to a cup already basically epoxied. I went in with my CC DIY UV resin, and I placed it where I needed to, and I put it under the light for at least 2 minutes, just so that I knew it was fully cured, because I know that it's not a clear cup. So I needed to make sure that all the UV resin was stuck to the cup. Wow, I almost forgot the words I was going to use. Jesus, take the freaking wheel. So here, now that it's fully stuck to my cup, I decided to take a little bit of UV resin, and I wanted to add a little bit more of a sparkle to the handle. So I took my Holy Grail that I have on my glitter line, and I added it to it, and now I'm going to put it under the light and cure it again for at least 2 minutes. Then I will go back in and I will place another layer of UV resin so that when I put on the epoxy, the glitter does not go everywhere all over the cup, even though the cup is fully glittered. So once that was finished, I went in with a 200 grit sanding paper so that I could smooth out the cup a little bit, so that once I placed the decal, there was no bumps or anything, and then the next layer of epoxy would just stick to the cup without an issue. So this is where, once I was done sanding, I went in with my X-Acto knife just to clean it, so that when I went in to do the last 2 layers of epoxy, I didn't have much of a cleanup to do later on, because, you know, sometimes epoxy can get a little messy. Just saying. So here I just took my sander and kind of just sanded it down a little bit more, so that when I used and placed my epoxy, it would just stick correctly and there was no crazy after cleanup. Just so you're aware, please make sure that you wipe down your tumbler with 99% rubbing alcohol and just wipe off all the dust. And now I'm going to place the decal exactly where I want to, and we're just gonna rub-a-dub-dub and put this bad boy in place. And voila! You will now have a Home Depot bucket tumbler. Look how freaking cool this thing looks. Can we skip to the good part? No, yeah, no, I'm just kidding. So now we're gonna go in and epoxy the cup. Don't mind me, I'm a jokester. I like to joke around. I always get reels stuck in my head from Instagram. Don't ask. So here we're gonna apply the epoxy, and I do recommend that you make sure that you saturate the entire cup, because if not, you might have a problem later. So yeah, it'll be less layers that you have to put as long as you saturate your cup and you fully cover it. The The first 2 layers, the glitter's already covered. The only thing I needed to make sure that was fully covered was the decal and the handle. So I do use CCDIY counterculture for all of my epoxy needs. I will link them below. On top of that, if you do go to my Instagram, I do have a code for them as well. It is my Instagram handle at Ohhmytumblerz with a Z at the end. I don't have an S in my handle. So if you want to start using CCDIY, I do recommend them. I love their products and they are great with all of their customers and with their customer service. I also do want to let you know that most of my tumblers are done with the CCDIY fast set. And then the last layer, I do use the medium viscosity from Counterculture. Bum-ba-da-dum! And there you guys have it. An entire Home Depot bucket tumbler, 20 ounce. This is how I made it. So I wanted to share the video with you guys. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And on top of that, if you're not following us on Instagram, go ahead over there and follow us. Have a great one. Bye.